A lot of people are a bit confused by Bud's name because it sounds like just a casual term for friend, but yep, that's her name. So, this right here, remember when all the way back in Chapter 3, I said that if you don't visit the house with Rune, then you miss out on 5 recruitments? I was under the impression that if you don't visit that house there, and thus don't, like, get Narcissus to help you, then Narcissus doesn't rescue Bud here, and no Bud means by extension no Rochelle, and Rochelle is amazing. So they were 2 of the recruitments I thought you miss, although, I don't know if that's, like, I've heard people say that actually you only miss out on Mel and Roger if you don't visit the Narcissus house in Chapter 3, which is still pretty bad, because that loses you out on the Ensorcel stuff, and also Roger. But, so yeah, I don't know, I'm not willing to play through this entire, like, all the way up to here again, just to see if, you miss out on Bud if you didn't visit the house in Chapter 3, but I'm just going to assume that's true, just because it makes things even more ridiculous. Don't put her far! Also, a lot of people were mistaking her for a guy at first. Thing is, she actually gets that a lot. It's a big sore spot for her. And Narcissus ships Bud and Rochelle. So yes, we have Bud the cat burglar now. No weapons. In terms of utility, Bud is just another thief, and that's always useful. In terms of actual combat ability, Bud is pretty much a meme unit. Looking at her learned skills, I think the developers knew exactly what they were doing. They wanted her to be a silly joke option that players could have fun using if they wanted to. She has a good magic base and growth for a physical unit, and learns Paragon at level 10 and Astra of all things at level 40. Yes, 40. If you can somehow get Bud all the way up there, she can do some pretty silly things with Levin swords, but good luck, and it also requires an occult book. So, from a purely practical standpoint, definitely not worth it, but if you want a silly meme option, you can go ahead and do it, it's really funny. And at this point, we have to get her to Rochelle to recruit him, and that's gonna take a while, unfortunately. And I forget if he has Mathis syndrome or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only a couple of spots that she'd need to avoid to not get Mathis syndromed by him. And at least she does move decently far with her Forester active. Okay, and now that those guys are only going to be spawning in on the enemy phase, I can probably afford to mount up these 2. And get these guys ready to swarm any reinforcements that approach. Everyone else, really, they just need to hang back and not go into Rochelle's range anymore. Maybe even just get healed a little. Okay, home should be safe here. Lionheart can head down there in case any Pegasus reinforcements come and Zachariah can't deal with them all. And now we heal Samson. I can even summon some zombies, and oh, actually no, I really shouldn't summon zombies, because all that would do is make Rochelle waste his tomes and potentially attack him, and that wouldn't be good. On that note, so weird thing is that in my notes I have it said, don't summon harpies or Rochelle will waste his tome. That's a note I made in my test playthrough, which would mean that then I must have randomly got a harpy staff from one of the skirmishes, because I don't think there's any other way you can get one at this point in the game. And yeah, I must have, like, I'm sure I tried to summon them to distract the Pegasus Knights and potentially kill some of them, and then I did that, and then Rochelle started, yeah. He started wasting Meteor on them, and, actually also Sunflame, so that was kind of bad. But these 4 Gritlins Pegasus Knights are nothing in the face of Zachariah's might, so he should, have this, well in hand, as Rex would say. See, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 3 spaces there. As long as Bud doesn't go there, she should be okay. I do know that many other characters in this game have Natha syndrome, so I would not be surprised if Rochelle did as well. So, just keeping him back just in case. Well, that was karma for all those mastery levels that she got earlier. One little, 2 little, dead little Pegasus. 3 little, 4 little, dead little Pegasus. No more nomads are spawning. Okay, there we go. I mean, Bud's in danger there, however, actually, can Holmes talk to... Nope, he can't. Doesn't look like it, but, let's just, get rid of these guys. I think just a regular iron sword will do. And yeah, this chapter is pretty much over, so I can't believe my big risky gambit earlier paid off. That was, I mean, it almost, like, if Martel had been hit by a few more of them, then she would have died, and my gambit would have done the exact opposite of payoff. So, I mean, that probably was a bad decision overall, but I did get the Arbalest in the end. It was only a few turns into the map, too. I could have easily restarted, but anyway. So after this, I'm just going to really cut to recruiting Rochelle and then taking down the boss, because there's not really a whole lot else to see at this point. And now, time for recruitments. So, I found out at one point that LTC players don't bother recruiting Rochelle because it costs too many turns. And to that I say, how dare you, this guy is amazing! I mean, I get why they do it, but still, Rochelle is one of my favorite characters, and you're about to see why. I mean, if you've looked at, his tomes, you already probably know. So, we have Rochelle now. I have been looking forward to recruiting this guy for a long, long time. Enter the Iron Mage. As I've said many times, mages in this game are defined by their personal tomes. However, even ignoring his, Rochelle is still pretty good. His base stats are solid, he gets great promotion gains, he's only 2 levels off promotion, and most notably, he gets 1 extra point of movement above average mages. He can only use fire before promotion, but he doesn't really need much else, and then afterwards, well, that's where things get fun. But first, his personal tome, Sunflame. 1 to 3 range, enough uses to last the rest of the game, effective against monsters, and grants him plus 10 defense. That puts him up to 16 at base. For comparison, Zachariah has 18. This also stacks with shields for extra fun. But if raw defense isn't enough for you and you want to make him actually invincible, on promotion he can use Sylphid. And he has Vantage. Sylphid prevents counterattacks. I think you see where this is going. For a late joiner, Rochelle contributes at base and he continues to grow throughout the game. He just doesn't have the early game to trivialize, which puts him below a lot of other characters on tier lists, but he is still one of my favourite characters in TearRing Saga. Very excited to start using him. And yeah, this guy's amazing. So it would be the ultimate gratification if I had Catry take this boss down, but at the same time, I would also love to have Rochelle Sunflame him. Though, I mean, don't do that because you'll get Brave Sworded. Even though he does have really good defense. So I kind of wonder if, you still have the Arbaleth. That's... I don't think I can really trade chain that. Not really. That's a problem. Okay, that's gonna do... That'll get you down a little bit, and then... I mean, I really would like to do this with Catry from a story perspective, but... Yeah, I think I'd rather do this. Longbow, soften him up a little bit, and then have Rochelle finish it, which is also pretty gratifying. Okay, no, it's not for playable characters, because this guy's getting the boss theme too. I really wish this guy was stronger, though, because from the music, he's supposed to be like the climactic end boss of this arc, and yeah, he has a brave sword, but he does just really suck in terms of stats. He really should be stronger. Like, he should be a lot stronger than this. But now... Here comes the sun! Enjoy your free solar power! Are you insulting the troops that you no longer have? Oh look, one more level and Rochelle can promote, as if he wasn't amazing enough already. And we get a brave sword out of that. Which you can give up for the forging quest if you want to. Oh, I guess this was a defeat boss map, not a seas map. I thought this was a seas map, that's why I had homes closer. I love the way he words that. That is assuming they're still alive. And this music doesn't bode well at all. Makes it sound like there's going to be a trap. That's kind of interesting. Knowing there's like some actual although I've noticed that a lot of medieval fantasies have like some ancient system of catacombs underneath a castle. I know that Dragon Quest 11 does that, as well as a certain show about cartoon horses, which also has a member of royalty secretly imprisoned there. Oh, I didn't realize that Sasha spoke in this scene if she was present. I think this plot point was still in the original Japanese version. Oh yeah, I promised that I'd talk more about how I felt about that during the chapter itself, but it gave me plenty to talk about. And this is a very important scene, so I probably shouldn't talk over this, but yeah, yet more family relations. Lionheart is the brother of the Queen. Oh yeah, well, they've been literally locked out of the loop here. Oh yes, Lady Claris will obviously be able to tell you because she is the Mistress of Exposition. Ah, and it turns out that a certain someone else is also staying there. Thing is, he's gonna meet up with his sister way sooner than he thinks. You know, that's the funny thing, I was literally about to say that. We could always use another thief. On Holmes' route, we have objectives that require us to open all chests. Although I may actually end up sending her over to Ruden's route after this. So, we can't actually do anything else right now. Although we do if we go into Manage. We do have Rochelle in our party now. Let's convoy that Brave Sword for the moment. I think you'll hold on to the Brave Sword for now. I can trade it around to a lot of people. It does have 70 uses though. And here are its stats if you're wanting to see. You are going to take that Sage's Cloak because you're very close to being able to... In fact, I might even be able to promote him in this chapter. There's also something really funny that you can do with Rochelle, but we can't do it yet. I would have already mentioned in his bio, Sylphid, but he can only use that when he's promoted. So, Shigen. Shigen. This next chapter is going to be interesting. Well, not chapter, Forced Skirmish. I actually can't even remember, like, off the top of my head, why we are forced to go here right now. I guess it's because it's on the way to the Hidden Village. But yeah, we have to skirmish with these gargoyles at the Forbidden Bridge. And this skirmish is your last chance to fulfill that event that requires you to kill Shigen before the end of the first route split. And it does mean you must not have Dullahan equipped. And oh wow, that's a lot of gargoyles. I forgot how many of them there were here. So, basically on this map, I like to just get Shigen surrounded and just wait for him to die. It's gonna take a little while for that to happen, but, yeah, I'll probably be cutting out most of it. And let's go. Yeah, it's called the Sealed Bridge in the Japanese version. I actually kind of prefer that name more. And that's basically it. Like, I really don't know why this Forced Skirmish exists. It just kind of, like, exists to show you that the Forbidden Bridge is here. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just move Shigen as far forward as I can. Have him equip a bad weapon so he doesn't really kill the gargoyles, I hope. And just sit back and wait for him to gradually die. And then later I might transform Katri and finish off the enemies. And I'm going to try and get Rochelle enough experience to promote him too, but I'll need to let Shigen die before that, because otherwise the gargoyles will probably go for... Actually, no, they'll probably still go for Shigen, because he has less defense. I forget if they can see the Sunflame boost or not. It's a little vague whether or not the AI can. Sometimes if you equip shields, the enemy will attack you anyway, even if they can't damage you, because they know that by damaging the shield, they're still doing lasting damage to your inventory. So that was a tip that I got told about in the comment section that is interesting. So, like, if you absolutely want to bait enemies into attacking a certain character, then you can give them some shields, and they will attack even if their defense is normally normally too high. So yeah, the thing is, like this goes against all of my instincts. I'm just freaking out here. I'm like, oh no, he can die here, but that's exactly what I want. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to turn off animations for him as well, just because, yeah. I would kind of like to see him get crit a little bit. Oh crap, this is actually gonna take a while, because he has a lot of avoid. Yeah, maybe I made him too strong. Because I may have to restart this a few times until I can successfully get him to die. Sounds really weird, but again, it is Shigen, he's kind of used to it. Yeah, well, that's annoying. He's not even taking a lot of damage from them either. Maybe it would have been better for me to let Rochelle kill him in the last chapter. But oh well, there's a lot of gargoyles. We've got time. Don't dodge, please. Don't crit, please. Because I think I still have to keep Dullahan in his inventory. I don't know. So yeah, this could be you know, the producers kind of situation, and I could end up failing at failing here. Oh no, he got hit again. So while I'm waiting for these gargoyles to slowly whittle down Shigen's health... Now, some of them die to him and some of them don't die. Oh, if he levels up and he gains speed or defense, that'll be annoying. Why? He's activating Adept way too much. Well, at least he didn't gain defense. Oh, and he learned Gladiator. You know, honestly, if I still had access to Fort Ariel, I would probably try and get him killed in the arena. That would be easier. maybe, but Gladiator makes that harder. He's activating, like, he never activated Adept earlier in the playthrough, and now he's just activating it constantly. I mean, he is at least getting a little bit worn down. But yeah, I thought that while I would do this, I would talk a little bit about how I feel about that Zachariah change and stuff. Like, overall, it's definitely an okay change, as far as the story is concerned. It's not hugely major, and really Zachariah isn't a particularly major character. In fact, in a game that loves to have people keep showing up even after their role in the story is over, I don't remember Zachariah having any other significant appearances in the story. Like, even in downtime scenes. Like, I don't think he appears much from this point at all. Shigen's been killed? They killed Shigen! Those dastards! Yeah, of course, Holmes can't believe it because he's survived worse than this before. He can't just die like that and not come back. He dies all the time! So, I'll stop talking a little bit about, I'll stop talking about the Zachariah thing, because now I have to talk about this. So, what just happened? It's kind of a weird thing, honestly. I think I'll just turn off animations for everybody right now, just to make this go faster. Because we've already seen, Sunflame once. And this is actually the spell that oh, it's effective against monsters too, I forgot about that. This is the spell that I actually kind of like turning Rochelle's animations off to use, because, the flashing can hurt your eyes a little bit, so, yeah, sometimes I like to just turn it off. But what I was saying was, that event, yes, requires Shigen to die and not be revived by Dullahan. At any point before the first root split. Now, there is a reason why this happens, and we'll get into this after we choose our characters for the next root split. But, what you get out of this, you actually get something very, very good out of this. And it is a bit of a guide, dang it, because this thing that you do get is incredibly broken. Like, broken beyond belief. I don't think the game was even balanced around you having this option now. I think Rochelle actually has to kill all of them in order to promote. This is a little bit of a waste of Sunflame, honestly, but like, it one-shots most things, you don't really need that many uses of it. And it does kind of have a monopoly on repairing. Okay, no, he only needs to kill 2 more. Just kind of need to squash up everyone else and make sure the gargoyles don't attack, because I really want him to promote this map. Because that would definitely be cool. But yeah, this leads me into, I'll talk more about this later, but how TearRing Saga, like, I don't think it's a particularly difficult game at all, but it is a game that has a lot of guide dang-its, and a lot of the game's most broken characters that make it easier are really only available to you if you have a guide. Like, I don't see how you would really know about Raffin's promotion without a guide. His Wyvern Knight promotion, I mean. Don't kill, please, Zachariah, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to use the promotion item on Rochelle. Here we go. Like, I don't know how you'd know about that, because you have to put him on Rune's Route, you have to get him to talk to a specific character during Chapter 10. And, like, the Narcissus event as well, which, you might need to get Rochelle, who's very, very strong. So yeah, while I don't think this game is very hard, it might be a little uninviting to newcomers because a lot of elements of it, and I don't know if these were supposed to like aid in replayability or anything, or not. I'm not really sure why Kaga had to make a lot of these recruitments and other aspects such a guide, dang it, but it leads me to believe that this thing that you get out of having Shigen die at this point might actually be a compensation, almost like the side chapters in Shadow Dragon, like to say, oh, you lost, Shigen early, here, have this to get you through later, because, I think they expect this to only trigger, like this event. If it is going to trigger, it will probably trigger earlier into Holmes' route, when Shigen wouldn't be that strong, and thus you would lose quite a powerful character for a lot of the game. And Shigen does come back. He'll be coming back, in fact, right after this chapter. But if you lost him early in Holmes' route, by the time he comes back, he would be very, very weak. Which is a bit of a problem for reasons you'll be seeing in Holmes' next path. So maybe they give you this to compensate for that. I don't know, maybe it's an Easter egg. I'm not really sure why they do this, because, as you will see later, this is so absurdly game-breaking what this event gets you. And I'm pretty sure you were normally supposed to, do this via some other method. But, anyway, when we head to the Hidden Village, that will be our last destination for, this part of the game. We'll be getting into the next route split, dividing up characters once more as Holmes and Rune reunite and split up again.